movie script and I needed a couple of cars, I picked the Acura NSX as one of them. I mean, that's easy. It's an awesome car, and anyone driving it looks cool. But I don't know if I'd pick our next car for a spot in my movie. But then, I'm not Quentin Tarantino. Listen, it would take almost an extreme makeover to look cool in this next car. Now, I'm not talking about the driver. I'm talking about the car. People, this is the Chevy Nova. Now, when you look up Grocery Getter in a dictionary, there are no words. Just a picture of the Nova. Okay, so I'm being a little harsh. Actually, the Nova is an incredible car, or at least it turned into an incredible car for a brief moment in time. The best versions of the Nova, late 60s and early 70s, they were wonderful cars, and they were perfect factory racers, as anyone who's ever been to the drag strip and had their headlights sucked out by one will testify. But you talk about humble upbringings. This was Nova 1.0. Yeah, kind of weird looking, isn't it? It hit the streets in 1962, and they called it the Chevy 2. This car was supposed to make people forget about the Corvair, which at the time was getting an undeserved reputation for being a lousy car. Even though the Nova was an economy car, it did have one thing going for it. It was a Chevrolet. You know what that meant? That meant Chevrolet engineering. So while most Chevy 2s left the factory with the old Stolbolt 6-cylinder, if you looked in the back of the Chevy service manual, those engineers showed you how to drop a 283 V8 in it. That's right, the factory showed you how to make it a hot rod. The Generation 2 Chevy 2s, and by now they were called Novas, were legitimate superstars. Chevy threw some styling at the little box and turned it into something fairly racy. And you could now order a full house 350 horse 327 in the Super Sport Nova, and that made it a full-on bonsai mobile. It was bare bones, no frills horsepower. But here's the best part, the insurance companies. The insurance companies still saw it as an economy car, so you weren't paying hot rod, super muscle car insurance. You gotta love that. So we salute the Chevy 2 Nova. Not just because Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta drove one in Pulp Fiction, but because it's actually a very fun car to drive. I personally salute the Chevy 2 Nova because my mother owned one for 30 years. She bought it new in '69 and it finally died in '99. Didn't have a V8 or I'd be driving it now. Anyway, unlike the Falcon, the Valiant, and the Rambler Classic, and all those compact cars from the early 60s, the Nova wasn't content just to go get groceries. Nah, it wanted to race. And you gotta respect that. In our book, that makes it one of 101 cars you must drive. Before the Nova, the Chevy engineers built something really crazy.